Hey, what is up guys? Welcome to day 5 here in Bali. If you watch my day 4 recap, you probably can tell I'm a lot happier today. And that's because I took the time to learn from my mistakes and really come to the market with a lot more respect. I actually spent about 30 minutes before the market opened to really meditate, to let my tension go, to clear up my mind, and that allowed me to have the confidence to follow my process. You know, day trading is such a mental thing. You really need to have control over your emotions and not the tension and all the stress from outside exposure really come in and affect your trading. I did trade one stock last night, that was APC. Let's take a look. All right, here we have the Anadarko Petroleum Corporation daily chart here. Now, it wasn't the best news, it was kind of like some buyout news. But you know what, there was a technical setup on it, there was volume on the stock. It actually had, I think, some of the most volume in the pre-market out of any other stock, 2 million shares traded before the market opened, I believe. You can see it gapped up all the way up here, right up to this swing high pivot. So obviously the $71 level was significant here. There's also a nice little gap here, right here at $72 to $72.75. And most ideally, you could break 72 and fill the gap, or I can just hit 72. So when it opened, it was trading. Ignore you just saw what actually happened. We're gonna try to pretend this is in real time. So it was trading here at $71. Now, the pre-market here was really what drew me to this stock here. It was trading between these two blue lines that I drew out here. Back and forth, back and forth. And right here in the first 5 minutes, it surged up to the top here and rejected this level again and came back down. With this close, I actually wrote in my notes that this actually looks like a long now and we need to wait for a few minutes and then look at it again and kind of see what happens. And basically that's because this had a really strong close right here up against this upper channel. So now we got the rejection here. So since this rejected the channel, it's definitely still in play. And I need to, again, see what happens to see if there's gonna be an entry on this. And that's really the trick is, you know, just to be patient. Because if I could have entered in here, you know, right, see this actually broke the high of the first candle and you could have entered in here and you would have top ticked it. And what you really wanna do is bottom tick your entries, top tick your exits, you know, if it's a long trade. So I waited. Here I was, again, kind of tempted to get in. It held 30 cents here, but I figured it still had room back to the view up, so, you know, I let it play out. Now, this is where I was really tempted to get in again because it held 35 cents a second time. And I was gonna say if it broke over the 50s here, I was gonna get in for, you know, with a small entry. Well, relatively small entry, but my stop would only be 20 cents. So I would go in with a little bit bigger size with basically kind of a smaller stop, kind of scalping for a move up through here. So now we got the move down. So I didn't get that move above 50, but I got the move down to VWAP. And I was actually already thinking about getting in close to VWAP. That is that purple line right here. Let me take off the other lines here. So this purple line is the VWAP. And as I was saying, I was thinking of getting long right here. I actually got in at $71.21. So I got in pretty small size. I was actually risking under the low of day here, $70.70. And I was essentially gonna get out if this closed below the VWAP. So over the next few minutes, it tested the VWAP a couple times and dipped all the way down here to $71.12. After this dip down, you could actually see on the 1 minute chart that this was a 1 minute candle what pushed down and got bought back up. So basically it got bought back up above the VWAP fairly quickly. And I was gonna say now that it's kind of bottom fished I guess you could call it, kind of bottom fished the lower range here of, you know, where the buyers are. You can kind of tell that if this starts to fade back below VWAP and breaks below this candle, then you can kind of consider getting out of your position. So this was kind of a stop now with my smaller size, and now I was looking to add to the position. So as it started to push back up here, I actually like tripled or quadrupled my size, to be honest. I got in pretty heavy here because this was a fairly significant setup. Pushed up here, pulled back to the VWAP, and started to come back up here, and I was aiming for a break of the highs here. So I got in kind of a little bit heavier here as this started to push up, and I actually stopped out my ad as this started to push back down here. So this starts to come back down, starts to get below the 30s again. I think my average at this point was 33 cents after my ad. So basically I wanted to stop out at least close to break even on my I guess you could call it a momentum ad. And so I basically lost like a few cents per share on those extra shares that I added in. And then I actually added back a few minutes later even more size. So now I'm in pretty heavy here, and my average is now $71.39. And the reason why I did that was because it held 30 cents so nicely here. And we got this really nice doji kind of rejection candle of 30 cents. And now our stop is very obvious. It's actually below 27 cents, 28 cents here. And since my average is 39 cents, I'm only risking like 10 cents per share. So now it worked out, right? So it pushed up to the highs, and I got out a third of my position at $71.75. Got pretty lucky on this top tick right here. It got up to 76, so I basically got out on the maximum price that I could have gotten on these a third of my position right here. And that basically covered the commissions, to be honest with you. Again, with all this adding, getting out, getting back in, the commissions were starting to rack up. And now I have 2/3 of my position left. The rest is easy, right? You wanna hold your shares until it either reaches your target or you have a reason to sell. And it reached my target. So we're gonna see here, it consolidated here for about 30 minutes, almost an hour, 45 minutes. So I was just sitting here waiting. And it is kind of hard. Again, like if I took a dumb trade in the first 10 minutes, for example, and I was down all of the day, I might have less patience to kind of wait through this consolidation. So those are the kind of things that messed me up yesterday. And it's really important to just always have a clear mind and, you know, not rush into things, so you can trade the rest of the day with a better, you know, with a better mindset. This rejected 71.80, so I was a little bit concerned here on this rejection candle, but I wasn't gonna get out unless it closed below the 71.50s. You can see 71.50 again was holding as resistance here earlier on, right? You can see here 71.50 is resistance, and it was kind of holding here as well. 71.55 was holding these two candles right here. So if it closed below this blue line right here, that's when I was going to get out and then take the small profit. So I held through this, and I did get to my target of $72, and I actually got out at $71.98. So that was my exit for the rest of my position for that 3.15% realized gain, 2.44% after commissions. As you can see, I lost again about is that 15%, 20% of my profit to commissions. But you know what? So far in the past few days, this is my biggest profit so far. So the first one is AT&T. Had earnings today, amazing volume, 4 million shares in the first 5 minutes. Now this stock, I could have traded, but the first candle really threw me off, and I like the controlled candles of APC so much better that I just gravitated towards that one. And obviously this happened around the same time, so I was caught up in that trade anyway. After this huge doji against this resistance right here, those are these lines that I drew out, obviously it's pretty weak. So when this kind of weakness started to settle in around the VWAP, it had that close below, started to consolidate under the VWAP, and then as it starts to push below 31, that's your confirmation to go short, right? You know, of course, if you got in with really big size, you know, on a liquid stock like this, trading so many shares, you definitely could have gotten a really nice profit here on 50 cents. But you know, I was just caught up in another trade. But that is something you can look for. Very weak stock, gapping down, big gap, big push up, big sell off, and then it finds a weakness around the VWAP, and then you get that fade. OXY was another stock that had a lot of volume today and gapped down. But again, I couldn't really find that great of a setup on it other than push up, consolidates here, and then you get a little grind up for the rest of the day. And you can see it did actually go up all the way to $61.50, $61.50, I mean. So you would have gotten that nice, dollar profit if you got in here at $60.50, $60.50 as it held this previous kind of level in through here. You kind of see how it closed below here, held below, pushed up above, and then held this level again, and then rented up for the rest of the day. So another nice trade on that one. I was also looking at a stock called IRBT, and you can see it just faded for the entire day. In the morning, I was writing in my notes that I was gonna look for a bounce on this. This was a pretty decent trade here. You could have gone small size here at 105, and then kind of take this short down, down to $100 actually, went all the way down there. So actually some pretty interesting opportunities here today. I think I did say before that I didn't really see much, but that's because I was so focused on APC. There were actually some pretty decent opportunities here on these other stocks. So that's the thing, sometimes even on a slower day, you still can kind of find opportunities like this. These aren't like really amazing technical setups, but if you really kind of figure out the story of the stock, what it wants to tell, the general idea of the direction it wants to go in, you can definitely make some money in this way. All right, that about wraps it up for today. Let's hope tomorrow I can really continue these results, to continue this clear mind and focus, and really trade stocks the way I'm supposed to. So thanks so much for joining me. Let's go up together. Let's keep it surreal. I'll see you next time.